I'ma just need you to like, comment, and subscribe so I can drop this 9 to 5.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Precious. Now, I know in my previous videos I said my name was Angelic Soul, but y'all listen, we just gonna keep it with Precious. We not about to go back and forth. It's just I really didn't want my coworkers to find me or my job to find me, because you never know, I may post a video about them. So yeah. All right, y'all, before I hop into the video, I just want to thank every person that has subscribed, liked, or comment on any of my videos. Y'all, I did not think that I was going to get that much support and love from my God Told Me to Move series videos. I had 3 videos, part 1, 2, and 3. Didn't think I was going to get that much love and support, but I definitely did. And I just want to say thank you to all of you. And second, I pray that that video helped you. And based on the comments, it definitely did. I pray that it made somebody want to go and read their Bible, pray, and also look at their journey and their life as a whole to see, like, okay, how has God been talking to me? What signs have you given me, God? Am I talking to you enough? You know, just really made you think about your relationship with him and where you are in whatever season you may be in. So I just want to say thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all, by the title, y'all already know that I'm going to be talking about how I am getting to a place where I'm being content in my waiting season. So if you've watched my previous videos, you already know that I find it a little difficult to just sit and wait on God to do everything. You know, I'm that type of person where I need to have my hands in it. I need to know what God doing, when he doing it, who he talking to, who he including. And if he gonna change stuff around, I need him to give me, you know, a heads up or itinerary. You know, I need that. But we all know God does not operate like that. So your girl has been, well, I'm not gonna say I'm still struggling, because I'm not anymore. But a few weeks ago, I was struggling with, like, oh my goodness, nothing is going my way. But we good now. One of the main reasons for God moving me to this new state is for me to really pursue my music. He really wants me to walk in that, but in his way. Lately, I have not written a song. I have not warmed up. I have not been studying my vocals. I have not sung anywhere. I have not worked on my music that I've been writing. I haven't done any covers. I have not done anything pertaining to music because I am having vocal issues. I am physically having issues with my voice, y'all. It's not good. It's not good, but it's okay though. It's okay. Now let's get into, you know, how I got from, oh my goodness, I'm stressing out, to a place where I'm just like, I don't care. I'm good now. I'm just gonna let go. So when I first got here, I'm like, okay, I'm about to get here. I'm about to hit the ground running, right? So at the beginning of the year, I was like, you know what, God, I am going to set up a plan to do 2 open mics a month. I'm going to post covers. I am going to work on my music. I ended up getting me a vocal coach. I have been working with her at least once a week. And in our sessions, we're literally focusing on my vocal abilities. So trying to understand my limitations, trying to exceed those limitations, trying to really control my head voice, chest voice, mixed voice, when to go into all of them, and having full control, because you really need to have control. Well, you don't have to, but I want control. I want to be a well-rounded vocalist and not a singer. So we were really just trying to master that. And me personally, I really was trying to master that, because outside of my vocal sessions with her, every day once I got off of work, I'm going to warm up. I'm going to master those warm-ups that I'm doing. I'm practicing different songs. I'm testing my vocals to see what I can do, what I can't do, what's comfortable, what's not comfortable. I'm in this stage of really trying to master the gift that God has given me. So every day I'm putting my best foot forward, period. But because I am doing something that my voice is not physically used to, I have to rest more. But your girl don't want to rest because I want it so bad that in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I'm not doing something every day, not saying I'm gonna get there tomorrow, but there has to be some progress for me to feel good inside. You know, if I don't see progress every day, then I feel like I'm not doing anything. I'm not getting anywhere. So I would not rest, right? So even my vocal coach, she told me, you know, you need to increase your endurance when breathing. So she said the best way to do that is to run and, you know, do a few laps or how many ever you can do. When you're done, close your mouth and breathe through your nose, because that will help you build your lungs, which in the end will help you increase your endurance. So y'all, I was doing that. I was running. I was exercising more. Hold on. Now, I don't suggest nobody do this because this is something that I did and I would get frustrated when my voice just wasn't acting right. I would go and work out, and I'm talking about doing cardio, okay? For real cardio. Go work out, come home, get in the shower, eat a little something. Not a lot, because I can't eat a full course meal and then go and sing, and I can't do that. But I would eat a little something. Then I would go and start practicing and doing all the things that I'm doing. And I'm like, why is my voice not working? Why? My voice feels strange. It hurts. What is happening? Like, girl, because you're literally placing so much strain on your trachea, on your larynx, and you think that you can go and start singing and not rest and expect that everything will work correct. Like, come on now. So y'all, every day I was just striving, trying to make sure I'm doing everything that I can do, putting my best foot forward, because I've wasted so much time when I was in Michigan. And so when I come here, I'm hitting the ground running. So after, you know, I had so many sessions with my vocal coach, I'm like, okay, now that we've mastered these warm-ups and all these other things we've been doing, I want to apply these techniques to some actual songs now. And I came up with a plan. I came up with this plan in May. I said, okay, I am going to sing 2 songs. The first one was Donny Hathaway, Someday We'll All Be Free. Love that song. And the second one was Lianne La Havas, Needn't Speak, okay? My plan was in June, in the week of the 25th, I was going to perform at 2 open mics doing the Donny Hathaway song. And then I was going to upload a video of me singing both songs on YouTube. In the middle of May, I was warming up and I felt like this, it was like a tug right here. Like, I don't feel it today. I've been okay today. But again, in the middle of May, I felt this tug and it started hurting. I was slowly losing my voice every time I would warm up or I would sing, or it felt like something was pulling upward. I was hoarse. And it was painful. Some days it would burn, some days it wouldn't. And it wasn't one of those like those fiery burns. It was just like, okay, if I keep singing, it's going to get there. And so I'm like, what is going on? Like, I shouldn't be feeling this way. So I scheduled an appointment with my ENT doctor. And when I got there, y'all, she told me, well, in order for me to look at your vocal cords, I would have to stick a tube up your nose going down to the back to see them. You about to do what? On who? I'm like, ma'am. I said, you can't just stick it down my throat. She was like, you'll gag. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, come on, let's just do it. Y'all, she had this metal utensil and when she went to put it in and opened it up like that, that freaked me out. It freaked me out because I could just imagine, because at first she had to numb me. Before she could actually stick the tube up there, she had to numb me first. And she's like, it won't be painful, but it will be uncomfortable. So when she used that metal tool to open up my nose and then stick whatever she was gonna numb me with up my nose, it freaked me out. Now, ever since the beginning of, I'm not gonna say the beginning of this year, I'm gonna say probably since I got to this new state, since I got here, I have not been able to contain my anxiety or just my emotions in general. I have not been able to. Normally, when it comes to doing whatever it is, whether I get up on the stage and I'm singing or I'm just doing something that terrifies me, you would not know that I was discreetly having an anxiety attack. You wouldn't know, because I was able to contain that mess. Now I just can't. Like, I think a few months ago I went to an audition and I kept shaking. I couldn't stop shaking. My hands were sweating and I was just so nervous the entire time. And because I couldn't contain my anxiety, I was hitting notes wrong, left and right. I started the song in a different key. I sped up the tempo, and it wasn't supposed to go like that at all. And I understand exactly why that happened, but that's another video. But I couldn't contain my anxiety when I was at my doctor's appointment. And I told her, I'm like, you gotta stop. Don't, nope, back up, move. We can't do this. And she was like, well, maybe we need to give you some Xanax to calm you down. I said, maybe so, but we ain't doing this today. So I ended up leaving, and it's so crazy because I was so confident to say, we ain't doing this today. But when I got in my car, I broke down because I'm like, God, why is it that my anxiety is now consuming me? I no longer have control over this mess. I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated by that. So I was like, well, God, I'm gonna do this a different way. Okay? I'm gonna do this a different way. Instead of me going to the ENT doctor to have them look at my vocals or look down my throat, I'm gonna take matters into my own hand. I'm gonna just rest for a week. I'm not gonna do no singing. When I get off of work, I'm not gonna talk. I'm gonna just do nothing when it comes to my voice. And then after that week is up, we're gonna get back to it. Because that's all it is, guys. All I gotta do is just rest. That's it. So for that whole week, no, I did not sing. I tried not to sing. Y'all know the hardest thing for a singer not to do is sing. That's difficult. Tell them, no, you can't sing for such and such. Child. Okay. But during that week of me resting, I was still doing certain things to prepare myself to sing after my little rest break. So I was still listening to the songs, both of those songs, every day, researching the lyrics to make sure I know what I'm singing about and I know how to perform it. I think all singers should do that. You got to know what you're singing. You just can't be up there singing a song because it sounds good. You never know what spell you may be singing or what you telling other people, and you have no clue because you just singing it because the melody sound nice and you sound real good with the runs. You need to know exactly what you're singing. So I was just doing research on the songs. I was memorizing the songs and the melody, the notes. I even looked up, I did some research to see, like, okay, how can I do a multi-grid video? Because I'm singing all parts of this song by myself. And I'm like, how can I do that? Found out there's certain software. I downloaded the software. Like, so y'all, I'm still preparing myself. So when this week is up, I could just jump in and get to going. Like, I don't have to start over and start learning them again because I already know it. You know what I'm saying? So now the week is up, right? My little rest week is up. And it's Monday. So I do a warm up. I'm not pushing myself. I'm not pushing my voice at all. Everything is fine. I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, okay, let's start singing these songs. I sung both songs. Everything was fine. Literally, as I'm leaving, going back to my house, I called my brother and we're talking, and I was slowly losing my voice. My voice got deep out of nowhere. I had to use extra breath to breathe. It was just complete vocal hoarseness. And I had to be quiet for the rest of the night. And I was like, now that I'm like, okay, my plan didn't work, girl, you might as well just go ahead and set up this ENT appointment. Because if you don't, this is what's going to happen. You can either go to the appointment, let that lady stick whatever she got to stick up your nose to see what's going on, or you can continue to take matters in your own hands, really not find out what's going on with your voice. Therefore, you can't work on your music. You will not progress. You're going to be a bum. You're going to be a failure. You're really not going to do what God really wants you to do, because you trying to take over everything. You done came to this new state. He done brought you here, and you really don't want to work. You really don't want to put your best foot forward, because you want to take matters into your own hands and do what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it. So I'm like, no, we're going to go ahead and set up this ENT appointment, okay? So I set the appointment up, and by this time, y'all, June 25th has came and gone, okay? So that little plan of mine was not achieved, okay? No. That's a lie, because it's only July 4th right now. So that's a lie. I think we were in the middle of June when I called back and asked her to set up that appointment. But I mean, to this day, June 25th done came and gone, and I have not done them open mics. I have not posted nothing on YouTube, okay? I'm just saying. But I called her back, set up the appointment, and this is where it got a little crazy, because I had to set up a different appointment with my PCP. And that morning I had a mini breakdown, because again, I felt like everything was on my back. I had to take care of it. You know, we have to pay our student loans back. They're not going to give us anything. I'm like, I'm gonna have to give me a second job. God, it's all on my back. I got 2 different loans I gotta pay off. My degree wasn't even worth it. Like, why do I have to pay this much? Like, it was just a lot on my mind. And so when I went to my appointment that morning, I didn't eat anything. And I almost got into a car accident, because this lady, I guess she must have felt she had the right of way, but I'm like, hun, it's clearly that I do. And I'm glad that I stopped, because she was going to keep going if she didn't realize that I stopped for a specific reason, because you're in the wrong. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you, Lord. Try not to have road rage sometimes. Anywho, so I was a little flustered because she did almost hit me. So when I got there, my doctor took my blood pressure, and she said, you know, both numbers matter, but she said, we pay attention to the bottom number. You want it to be 80 or less. So the first time she took my blood pressure, it was at 85. And she was like, you know, that's a little high. We're going to take that again. She took it again. It went to 95. And she was like, are you okay? Your blood pressure is really high. And I said, well, you know, I didn't eat anything this morning. Is that, you know, the case? Do you think that has something to do with it? And she was like, no, the main factors of blood pressure increasing or decreasing is your stress levels. And I was like, oh. And the entire time that I was sitting there getting my blood pressure taken, I was frustrated. I was agitated. I was weary. I was worried. And even though they had scriptures all around this office, my heart was not receiving none of those scriptures, even though I was reading it, because I was so in my head. I'm just like, and literally while she's taking my blood pressure, because she did walk away, I wanted to break down, but I tried to hold it in. I'm like, think happy thoughts, girl. Think happy thoughts. She came back after she took it the second time. And when she told me that, she was like, yeah, it does. It deals with your stress levels. And I was like, oh. And she's like, are you stressing about anything? Now, remember when I told y'all, I am no longer able to contain my anxiety or my emotions. And normally if I don't know you, I'm not about to cry in front of you. I'm not about to tell you my business, because I don't know you. But since I can't contain my emotions, I couldn't even hold back. It was like a battle going on inside of me. I'm like, girl, don't cry. But you want to cry, but don't cry. No, we're going to cry. Girl, don't. Like, it was a whole battle. And I just started crying. And she was like, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm like, girl, it ain't you. You didn't make me cry. I'm just frustrated. Let me stop. But no, I did tell her, I was like, it's not you. I'm just really stressed out and frustrated right now. And so after we talked about a few things, and then the main reason of me being there, she was like, I'm gonna take your blood pressure one more time. And I'm like, okay. Y'all, why was 101? And again, we talking about the bottom number. I was like, ma'am, I don't know. I said, I'm calm now. I'm calm. She was like, well, your blood pressure. I'm just like, girl, I don't know. These machines be lying. I don't know. Y'all, it wasn't until probably a few weeks ago where I just got up one morning and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of feeling the way I'm feeling. I am weary. I don't like this feeling. I already don't like the job that I'm at. And let's be honest, I do say this in every video, but if I'm not walking in my purpose and I am forced to do other things to pay bills, I'm just not going to like it. I'm just not, because it's not my passion. I'm forced to do it. And I don't want to do it, you know? I started watching Tony Evans' sermons about waiting on God and the whole process. And everything he was saying was like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I'm going through in this moment. So that really grounded me. And then on top of that, I had to go back and meditate on scripture. And I meditated on Isaiah 40:31, which states that they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as an eagle. And they shall walk and not be weary. They shall run and not faint. I said that backwards. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. I also had to remember that my ways are not his ways. My thoughts are not his thoughts. I also had to go back to my journal and reread everything that he said about me before I came to this new state, before he provided provisions for me to get to this new state. I had to really go back and remember it, understand what season I'm in, and understand how I'm looking at this situation. I'm looking at it like I have to do this. If I don't do this, I won't get anywhere. I. Maybe the way that you're trying to go about doing it is not the way that God wants you to do it. And then now that I'm saying that, I'm starting to think like, okay, maybe God is doing all of this because he didn't want me at that specific open mic. Maybe if I would have went there, I would have connected with the wrong person that would have taken me off my path. Everything happens for a reason, of course. But what grounded me completely is the simple fact that I was tired of my emotions going all over the place. Me waking up every morning just feeling just sad and agitated, which some mornings I still feel like that because of my job, you know, but that's neither here nor there. But I got tired of that, and I had to remember, like, girl, you giving too much energy to worry. Like, that takes a lot of energy. And now I'm in a space where I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to let go. If I don't work on my music, I don't work on it. It is what it is. God, you gonna help me. You gonna show me the way when it's time for me to do it, you know? And so now I wake up every morning and I spend time with my good father, my good holy father. I've been working on my book, working out. I have just really taken all focus off of my music. I have not done anything with it. Have not been working on it. Have not been doing anything with it. Some days I'm just like, girl, you know you lazy. You ain't doing nothing. But then I snap out of it like, no, you're not working on your music. You're working on other things. You're just not working on your music. So, like I said, some people say you don't need to live in the past and all of that. But for me, in this season, for me to just be content with just waiting, I had to go back. I literally had to go back to the things he told me, to scriptures. I had to look at my journey and everything. And I'm not going to restate that because I just said it. But I just had to go back and understand it so I could just stop worrying. I just had to. Because worrying, you're basically telling God, you can't do it for me. you can't get the job done, you know? And sometimes we think like, okay, if I go and apply for this job or get what I want, then everything will be all right. But let me tell you something my pastor said last Sunday. Hold on. And I wrote this down, honey, because a lot of people, they're like, I need more money. If I have more money, I'll be okay, right? Pastor said, the world will pay you better to not make a difference. And I would hate that. Okay, I'm not gonna say hate. I would despise that. I would not want to gain a position where I'm making all of this money and I'm not making a difference at all. I'm not expanding God's kingdom. I'm not giving him glory. I'm just taking care of myself. Like I told my brother this before. Do I want to be a billionaire? Yes, but for the right reason. As long as my bills are covered, my family's taken care of, and I have, you know, funds in the account for whatever we need to do, the rest of that money is going to help people. There's organizations that I want to start to help the homeless, to build a theater specifically in Detroit for the youth. So they're not out in the streets. They're putting their energy, their anger, their creativity, all of that in the theater. They can direct the plays. They can write the scripts. They can put on talent shows. They can work the theater, manage the theater. They can do all of that in there. I want to put that money towards that, building the city back up. I am not about to sit up here, be a billionaire and sit on my money and be selfish. Not doing that. If God has blessed me with the money to help other people and give to them, then I'm going to do that. Especially if I'm a billionaire, I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video there because like I said, you know, my voice has been good to me today. It hasn't been hurting, but I don't want to get to the point that it is hurting. So I hope that this video blesses you. If you have any questions, we can have a full discussion in the comments, okay? I don't mind, but y'all be safe. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all next Sunday or maybe the next 2 Sundays. I don't know. Be blessed.